change, a new concept where we ask people like you what they think about some of the latest headlines and topics. My name is Shruti Chopra, and today Reem Tamer and Dileta Distratis will be interviewing people. With the first headline, I bring some exciting news from the UN to you. You could enter to be a part of the Global Citizens Assembly. Global Citizens Assembly to seek climate change solutions. People across the globe will have a chance to deliberate about methods and actions taken in response to climate change under plans to convene a Global Citizens Assembly to inform UN talks in Glasgow next year. The plan is to launch a core virtual assembly made up of 1,000 people chosen by lottery from around the world in spring or early summer to run for several months ahead of the UN COP26 talks in November. If you were part of this assembly, what points would you like to put forward? Let's see what people have to say.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today, I'm delighted to have Salma. She is a person who has a huge interest in climate change. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Reem Tamer from Egypt, a UN volunteer from Universal Versatile Society. So, hi, Salma. I'm really delighted to have you today.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me. Let me start directly. Today, I'm gonna just read two pieces of news, and I need to hear your comments about them. And what do you think about them? How can we improve our contributions to climate change? So the first one is Global Citizens Assembly to seek climate change solutions. You can contribute in suggesting solutions regarding climate change. How do you think this could contribute in the case?
I believe this is a very a good thing because nowadays, because due of the pandemic, it's hard for us to meet in a place. It's hard for us nowadays because it's a risk. It's a risk to infect others or get infected. So I believe this is a very beneficial thing and a very sufficient solution because it's gonna be online. It's gonna be easier for people to join from also different countries. Different voices will be heard. Also, no risk of infections. It will be more easier for people with the time management problems. They won't have to schedule schedule or have if they have a busy schedule, they will be able to manage because it's gonna be from their homes. It's gonna be easy to join. Also, people with the difficulties in transportation will also be able to join, and so on. So I feel it's a really sufficient solution for people to join and talk and discuss and share.
Do you think the governments in all countries would apply these solutions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also, if there is a lot of people participated in this, that means there is a problem. That means there is something that a lot of people have a common issue in it. So that means that it has to be discussed. It has to be taken in actions from the government.
Yes. I can't agree more with you because I think the repetition in general, it makes sense. It raises more awareness, even if we're saying the same thing over and over again, but it's all the time beneficial. It makes a difference.
Hello and welcome to Climate Change News. Today we have another guest here with us, Andrea Fogolin, business consultant. Hi, Andrea.
Hi. Hi, Diletta.
Let's talk about our first topic, Global Citizens Assembly to seek climate change solution. People across the globe will have a chance to deliberate about methods and actions taken in response to climate change under plans to convene a Global Citizens Assembly to inform United Nations talks in Glasgow next year. Andrea, how do you think this will be beneficial in terms of getting ideas from the general public?
Yes, I think it's a very good idea and a laudable initiative because it's important that everyone contribute to the battle against climate change. And I think it's very interesting and great that are considered different points of view and opinions from people of different cultures.
I totally agree with you.
I'm sure everyone has done more online shopping in 2020 than ever before. Whether it be getting your groceries delivered or buying clothes online, you have most likely bought something during this past year. This is exactly what our next headline is about. Online shopping is boosting emissions. Online buying has increased 60% in 2020 due to the global pandemic. It was estimated that during the holiday season, an extra 145 million purchases would be made, taking the national total to over 1 billion. This translates directly to an increase in packaging and delivery van trips, generating an excess of 85,488 tons of carbon emissions, increasing climate change. Since the pandemic continues, people may continue to shop online. Let's see how people react and hear their ideas for a potential solution.
And here is to the second piece of news that I have today for you, which is the online shopping is boosting emissions. Personally, I was surprised when I heard this because, as many people said, I thought that us being at home and not doing even shopping in streets or in commercial centers, I thought this is going to be beneficial for the environment. But on the contrary, having so much online shopping, it didn't be so beneficial for the climate change. That's because of the shipments and the packaging, delivery van trips. So what do you think about it? Were you surprised when you first heard this piece of news?
Actually, I wasn't that surprised because I believe it's gonna be the same as the traditional shopping, as going there to the shop, because it's the same. You're gonna take a bag, gonna take the receipt, you're gonna take, and in addition, with the online shopping, there's a package inside, and there's several boxes inside each others. There's the traffic of the
Shipment,
yes, the shipment, the traffic, the air pollution, and so on. So I believe it's very true. It's way worse, I guess, than the regular shopping.
If we're going to solve this problem of the online shopping and not also affecting the environment negatively, what could be the possible solutions that could be done?
I believe, excuse me?
It's kind of hard. It's not so easy
Yes,
to do this one.
yes, it's not easy at all, but maybe one can reduce the packaging. And I remember, of course, all of us in the quarantine, we ordered so many stuff from online. I remember one of the few stuff that I ordered, their packaging was all made for environmental friendly stuff. So, for example, they came in paper boxes, not in. They didn't use any kind of plastic in
That's
their
what
package.
you ordered from an Egyptian shop?
Yes, from Egyptian shop.
Yes.
Yes, it was a 100% Egyptian shop. It was a small business. They were still starting, and one of their targets of their shop was to help the environment.
Yes.
So all of their packaging was 100% natural. It was easy to recycle. There were no plastic used in the packaging.
Yeah.
So I was really amazed by the packaging. I was so impressed and happy. I even gave them a small feedback that I really love the packaging more than the product itself, because it was really something that you don't see a lot in Egypt.
Yes.
So it's something nice to see. So I believe this could really help if one reduces the packaging and make it more environmental friendly. I guess that's mainly it, because I can't think of something. Yani, for the shipment, one can do something. Yani, I also noticed this in small businesses, but really small businesses. They try to reduce the shipment by, for example, seeing where you can both meet somewhere, it's like a meeting point for both.
Yes. Mm.
Yes, so for example, and some, but this is in Egypt. I didn't see that anywhere else. This is in Egypt, and also in small businesses, they use public transportations, and they ask for you to also meet them in the spot. Yani that, so for example, in the some use the metro stations for meeting points.
Perfect.
So this is something, I guess, yes, I guess this is something can also reduce the shipment problem. But also I guess it's gonna be hard to be used in other businesses, especially big businesses. This is mainly made for small businesses and people who can like also communicate and can have a free time, have a free schedule to meet with the person and get the product. So, but it can also be somehow a small solution for people who can meet the owners of the product and so on.
You reminded me of someone who suggested a solution regarding this shopping thing. He said, what about if malls can have a specific number of visitors daily? Like it closes, like it could have a separate gate from outside so that when the number of visitors get complete per day, it closes. Nobody can enter this mall anymore for
Yes,
this day.
I remember this happened, but during the quarantine. But it happened in a club.
Okay.
Uh,
In Egypt.
yes, and it's beside me. It's this shooting club. It's a sports club. It's
Yes.
beside me. It had this. It had the same system. It only allowed a limited people. So when they exceeded this limit, they closed the gates, and they weren't allowed to accept any more visitors or the club members.
Yes.
إلا بقى if someone like left the club and they keep by replacing with the cars بس يعني.
Yes, I get
But
you.
it's a really great idea. But I feel it's gonna be hard in crowded places like Egypt with a huge population.
Yes.
With and almost all people here in Egypt go to mall. يعني some people, the mall is for them. It's like it's not only for the buying essential stuff or shopping. It's also like
An activity. A
a
social
place.
activity.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So it's a really great idea, but I believe in Egypt it's gonna be hard to manage somehow.
That's why some shops replace this idea by another similar one, like anyone can enter the mall with any number, but in shops, when you enter any shop, you should wait for one person to get out so that you can enter instead of him or her. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
another idea which is a bit similar to the first one, but it's kind of a possible solution. Thank you, Salma, for being with me and for joining me in this interview.
Thank you
I
so
enjoyed
much.
it so much. I don't want to end it.
Let's talk about our second topic. Online shopping is boosting emissions. Andrea, what do you think could be a solution for this problem?
Unfortunately, the actual situation about COVID-19 has brought significant changes in people's shopping habits, and inevitably online shopping has increased, and this has increased also the number of courier trips. But there are many initiatives in this regard. For example, the e-commerce giant Amazon has announced an agreement with the Mercedes-Benz for a large order of electric vehicles, around 1,800 units, and which will help them to pursue their goal of having a fully CO2 neutral vehicles fleet.
Okay, thank you for this information, Andrea.
Thank you for joining us today. Tell us what you think about these headlines in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. See you next time.